with me? I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out, die with my own doubts. Be free with me. Let's go, be free with Not looking back, eyes on the freeway, Bonnie and Clyde, a classic cliche. We're on the run, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out, die with my own doubts.
Hello, everyone. I'm Katherine from Katherine Learn Stuff. I'm excited to be here today with you guys at the Card Maker Success Summit. So I'm going to quickly show you my card before I go talk about myself. I made this card. Well, let's see if I can get the lights to work. So I made this card for the summit, and I'll show you more inside the card in a few moments. But first, before I go on to my card, I just wanted to quickly introduce myself to everyone who doesn't know me. I've been part of the Card Maker Success Summit for quite a while now. I think this is my third year participating in it, so you might have seen me before. But for everyone else who doesn't know me, I'm Katherine from Katherine Learn Stuff. My name's here. And so I have a website, katherinelearnstuff.com, where I do a weekly craft. Every Fridays, I post a new craft. And so you get to check out new crafts. And then I've got on my YouTube page, that same video for that craft comes out every Friday morning as well. And then I also do a weekly crafting unscripted event where I basically pretend to craft with you. And we kind of just, try to make some crafting stuff. And, like this week, just to give you an idea, like I do random stuff. We tested markers on, what's this called? This is watercolor paper. Wow. Sorry about that. So I do that kind of stuff on my site, on my live crafting pay on my crafting unscripted. Wow, I'm having some brain farts here, folks. Sorry. And that's on my YouTube page. So if you want to check it out, please be sure to do that. And I've been blogging crafting online for just over almost 5 years now. I think next month is my 5-year mark. So woo! I'm pretty excited about that. And that's kind of a little bit about me. I've got a whole bunch of I make all sorts of crafts, all this stuff here. We'll talk about that later. But for now, let's focus on this card. Maybe this one shows up better this one's just a different color. Sorry, my camera's autofocus on the light. And so this is my Just a Note card, and it flips 1,000 ways. So let's see. I'm going to try to get this to work. If I get closer. So just a note to brighten your day, to make you smile, to spark some joy and have some fun, to remind you that you're, bam, number one. So it's a lot of folding. I have this problem where I come up with a design, or I try to come up with a design, and it's supposed to be super simple, and then it gets like 1,000 folds and a pop-up at the end, and there's a lot to it. And I apologize for that, but I kind of like, I try to get like simple and then it goes crazy, but I really like how it turned out. And so this is what we ended up with. So I've got sort of a yellow one and this is actually green. I don't know what color you're seeing on your screen, but for me, it's kind of like a weird brown almost. So, and then in the video, I talk about how to make this card and the folds and the cuts. And I also go through let's just go through, I'm going to show you guys this sort of page here. So at this point here, you've got some options. I need 7 hands, so I apologize. But you'll see here, this is not on the same page, but whatever. No, there. Nope. I'm just going to make a fool of myself here, folks. Wait for it. I'm going to drop everything. So this side, woo. Sorry, I'm trying to look at my camera so I can see if you guys can see this. This one here doesn't have an inner flap here on this part, and this one does, just to make the card look a little bit nicer. So you've got some options there. And I go through that in the video. And I'm going to close these because I'm clearly struggling with these cards because there's a lot of folds. But if you are checking this out, and with the summit, you get this card for free. And if you sign up for my freebie, you also get a thick envelope because this card is really thick. You get this thick envelope, and you also get detailed step-by-step instructions on how to make the cuts on this card without obviously you have to use scissors, but like without using the printout that's associated with it, just folding and slicing. So that's available with the freebie, and this is available with the freebie. So make sure you sign up for those. And then if you sign up for my newsletter, you get access to my resource library. You get access to my weekly updates of my new blog posts and my videos. And then you get reminders about my crafting unscripted that happens once a week. So that's kind of all you got to get my freebie just for an envelope. You get all this free stuff. So there's that. And also I want to say, and this is really important to me, I know a lot of other crafters really appreciate this. If you make this card or this one, please, please, please put it up on the Facebook page, because I love to see how it turns out. And I love to see how people change the cards up and make them different and make them their own and add like different things to them, because I want to see how it turns out. I really love to see how it turns out. So please, if you make the card, this one or whatever combination of it you do, please, please put it up so that we can see it. I love to see them. And it always makes me smile when someone does one of my cards. So one of you, I see 100 people here online, please put the card up if you make it. It doesn't have to be today. It can be tomorrow. It can be next week. Just, tag me and then put a picture up. Okay, so I'm going to, I've got a question. I love your design and personality was delightful. I didn't need the machine for it. So I want to so a few summits ago, I made a card, and I don't remember which card it was, but afterwards I was talking to some of the summit, some of the crafters behind the scenes there, and someone's like, you really should make a craft that's not just with the Cricut, because that's the machine that I use a lot, and I'm just comfortable using the Cricut. And so they're like, you should try doing a craft without the Cricut. So many people don't use it. And I was like, that's a good idea. And so this was the result of that. I was like, nope, no Cricut for this card. So we're just using this paper, scissors, and a paper cutter, and a printer to print off the designs, but the notes. But that's pretty simple. So that was kind of the whole thing behind it. So I thought, that makes a point. Not everyone does have a Cricut, and I know lots of people who don't have a Cricut. But then I thought it was pretty cool to have that kind of something different. So that's what I did. And it's just paper and scissors, and I use a paper cutter because I can't cut a straight line worth anything. Do we have any more questions? Question. Is the envelope within the UPS mailing size? That's a very good question. I don't know. I don't know what the dimensions are for that. I can pull out my fancy ruler and tell you the card, it is just under 4.5 wide by, oh, I should do it this way. It's easier to count back. 5 3/4 and a 1/4 inch. So I don't know if that fits within the USPS. I didn't actually think about that. So I'm sorry, I don't know the answer to that one, but I always give my card. I typically give out my cards by hand. So like I'll put it in an envelope and say, here you go. But I've never thought about if it would actually fit into the mail, if it's a standard size. So I don't know. I'm sorry. I can't answer that question. Any other questions that we have here? Oh, what's your favorite crafting tool? Oh, this is a tricky one. I actually had this on my notes here that I was going to talk about if no one asked too many questions. So I don't know if I have a favorite tool. I use a lot of different tools, but I think my ruler, I have it organized here, but I can't reach for it. My paper cutter. And somewhere here, I've got this scoring tool. These are probably my favorites because with this, I can do anything. I can cut it. I can even like scribble with this stuff. And even though this is just a scoring sauce, you can do some like pretty cool like designs in paper. So I think these three are probably my favorite tools. I probably use them the most. So I think that's probably my favorite. I don't have like a favorite, but I've got lots of things that I like. So it just sort of depends on the day, right? But these ones I use the most. So I'm going to say these are my favorites. And of course, even scissors. Although I go through scissors like socks because my kids like to use my scissors and then they get dull and then they don't cut and they're typically broken when I need them. So those are probably my favorite tools. All right. Do we have any other questions? Are you able to watch your past live classes? I've missed some I signed up for. So like if you have, so I think you're talking about the lives that I do, like as the upgrades for the VIP passes, I include with some of these summits that I do. So if you have the email that I sent out a long time ago, even though I say, and I shouldn't say this out loud, but even though I say the links are only good for 48 hours, sometimes I forget to take the links down and they're still available. So if you have the emails to the events that you missed, you can rewatch them, but don't tell anybody that. But if you have something that you're specifically like you wanted to do, let me know. Just drop me a note, Katherine at KatherineLearnStuff.com, and we can talk. But typically, when you get the VIP passes, they're just like, I'm going to say the VIP passes, but my live sessions. So I do the live sessions that are part of like the summit. So in this one, I've got a live crafting with Katherine in May, and we're going to be making a card because I'm really promoting this in the summit. So it is part of this. I'm going to keep it sort of on theme with cards. And so those ones I do, you get a craft, you get the design beforehand and we work on it together and it's, jolly old fun, I should say. But so those are the ones, but I also do these crafting unscripted ones every week. And those ones don't have crafts associated with them. And we kind of just fly off the seat of off the seat of our pants, and everyone just kind of does what they do. And we try to make those ones work. So if you can't find the emails, drop me a note because I'll be able to see if you actually signed up for it beforehand or not. Do you prefer clean looking or more detailed? I'm not sure I know what that means. Melanie R, can you clarify? Do you prefer clean or I'm sure you're asking about something I said on your projects. Oh, I don't know. It's hard because like I get carried away. So as I was saying with this card, right, I start off with this idea. This is going to be just a note, right? It didn't turn out to be just a note. It's like a whole like fanfare of things. So I try to keep things simple, but then I get like distracted by reinventing the wheel sometimes. And so let's see here. So I'm just going to show you some things, right? So this is a card that I made. That's bad. There's too much light. So this is like a balloon card. It's like a let's celebrate. This is pretty simple, but then I can turn around and I can do a card that's like super busy, crazy. And so it just depends like what I'm looking for and where my head is and where my mood is. And so like, I don't know. Here, I'll give you a very busy card that I made. This is, I'll just to show you. So I kind of get like, it just depends on where my head is and what I'm sort of trying to figure out. And so like, this is like a super terrible. Can we get some light? Sorry, my light's terrible here. Like that. So this is very busy and lots of stuff is happening, right? So it just kind of depends, right? I try to keep it simple, straight, cut forward, like blue, white, I don't know, yellow, let's say. Simple. I kind of get carried away and I lose track of stuff. So I go kind of crazy. So I try. I don't always, I seldomly succeed. Let's say that. What craft helps you relax most? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I like to probably making shirts. Because it's like I'm a mom, so I like to purge. I like to purge old clothes, old toys. And so when I make new shirts, it's like, okay, here's a whole bunch of new shirts for you guys. Give me all your old shirts and I'm going to throw them out. So I think that's probably because like I find like cleaning just sort of like helps me get all that like negative stuff out of my space and out of the house. And so like if I give you new shirts, you can give me your old shirts. I can get rid of them and I can craft as well. So I think that's probably what I'm going to go with. That's going to be my answer. So did you designs for sale? Yes. So my designs are for sale at my shop. I've got a shop. They'll drop the link here in a second on the chat, but all my flowers here, those ones there, and then those ones there, and all this stuff that you see in the background here, and all of my cards, like this one, and this one, and 1,000 other cards. Well, maybe not 1,000, but a whole bunch of other cards. They're all for sale at my shop. So you can get them there. And then, and you can also get access to, like, I sell other things, not just my designs, but also for like, so for this summit, for example, I'm doing a live that you're getting with the VIP pass. But if you didn't buy the VIP pass, or if you want to do other ones with me, because I do one every month, you can get tickets for those there. You can also, Debbie, you made my snowman. Awesome. So I do have all that sort of stuff. And like, I don't promote the summit on my site at my shop because I can't figure out how the logistics of that works. But all my designs, all the things that I do, all my crafts, all of like whatever Katherine Learn Stuff does, it's there. So thank you for the comment about the flowers. Where do you get your shirts? So I get my shirts at Michael's typically, sometimes Costco. My husband likes black shirts, so Costco has a really good like price for bulk black shirts if you just buy their Kirkland shirts. So I like those ones for him, and I'll get them at Michael's because I don't make like bulk shirts. I'll do like, a few of this size and a few of this size for everyone in my family. I don't do like 100 in large or whatever. So I don't get them at like bulk distributors, but I'll buy them at Michael's typically on sale. And the Michael's where we are typically has like a buy one, get one free or buy one, get one half off or whatever. So it's sort of inexpensive, but not totally inexpensive, but cheaper than buying it from somebody else. All right. What is the biggest lesson you've learned in all of your crafting? We're getting deep today. So the biggest lesson I've learned, I know. It's progress, not perfection. So I make a lot of projects and I always think that like, I could do a little bit better. I could do a little bit more. I could add a little bit more. I could just redo it this way or do something with it and like change it up and make it better. But I can never get to that like perfection. And it was a while ago when I was doing a craft and I showed it to my husband and he was moderately receptive of it because he's a guy and guys don't always get my crafts. And then I showed it to my friend who's a crafter and she's like, oh, it's amazing. And I showed it to someone else. Oh, it's amazing. And I was like, but it's not. It needs more. And then finally I realized, okay, you're right. Like we got to cut it out. Like I can't go any farther. There's like, I don't have time. I don't have like the resources. Like I can't do this anymore. So I think that's the biggest lesson that I've had is like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Like you can stop when it's not perfect. It's art, it's a craft. It's not like something that you need to like make it better and more and better. And it's just, so I think that's what I've learned most out of this one. Okay. Do I have any other questions? What inspires you most? So, I'm missing my kids. So I'm just going to show you because I've got kids. And so like this week on my blog, I did custom gift bags. And if you go to my website, katherinemearnstuff.com, you can see how we do this. And this is like, I do it for free, technically for free. I mean, in that you have to provide your own supplies. But the whole concept of it is for free. You're not buying anything. I don't sell you design for this one. This one's all you. But there's always something going on in my kids' lives, right? And so we had birthdays again, because birthdays come every year. Did you know this? And so I had a birthday. And so I had to do, for the previous kid's birthday, we did all this stuff. And then I had to do that plus. So I'm constantly like doing things for my kids. And so I did the birthday bags, I did the banners, I did the drapes, I did the wall things, and so there's all this stuff. And then, so I'd say they're my like creative source. So they're the ones that like come up with like ideas for me, and then I have to like figure out what to do with it. And so that's kind of like where I get my resources, my ideas from, for the most part. But then there's, just for me too. Anyways, I see them being told we got to finish up, which is sad, but this is how it goes when we're doing these live Q&As. So I'm going to quickly say one more time, thank you so much for coming out here. Thank you for listening to me talk. If you have not checked out my website, katherinelearnstuff.com, and you can also check me out on YouTube. Please do. I do weekly videos on the YouTube, so please follow me on YouTube and sign up for my freebie, and then you'll get onto my mailing list, and we can hang out weekly. And I typically answer all my emails pretty quickly. So be sure to drop me a note, even if you want to just, say hi and craft with me. Thank you everyone so much for coming out, and I will see you guys later. And don't forget to show me your card if you make it. Okay, bye.